Hello and welcome to the Average Initiative, the average podcast by average guys that know an average amount about an average amount. And we're going to talk about it anyway. My name is Lewis.
And I'm George. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello. I'm doing well. I have a burp stuck, so I apologise in advance for when that comes out.
Just let it rip.
If I just breathe in loads of air, like... Okay, no, I'm just going to pass out instead.
Can you not make yourself burp?
I'm trying. I only learned to burp last year. Like, this is a true fact. I wasn't able to burp until I was 22.
You weren't able to
and I
burp?
watched John Mulaney, and he... No, I never used to burp until I was watching, John Mulaney, who's a stand-up, and he was doing this bit about how he was trying to get through burps and going like, yeah, well, you know when you hold a burp in?
Yeah.
And I didn't realise I was just doing that, and I didn't know that's what a burp was.
What?
And swallow. So I just started letting him out, and then I was like, oh, this is how you burp, and now I can't stop.
Okay. So all these years, you've never burped like out loud?
Not on
You
purpose.
just sort of like, you know, when you like let the air out kind of thing. Like...
Yeah, no, not on purpose. I've like, if I, like, talking or whatever, and it suddenly slips out, I'm like, oh, sorry. But I've never been able to properly like
That's insane.
burp. Yeah, it's mad. It's literally. I've got 22 years worth of burping to catch up on.
Well, you better get a move on then.
Well, that's why I probably burp about 5 times a day now.
I feel like 5
is
isn't
wild.
that much. Is it? I've never really counted how many times I've burped. I suppose it depends what I
It's
eat.
more than
and
0.
drink. Anyway,
Yeah.
all burps aside, what are we talking about today?
I'm glad you asked, because today we're talking about episode 8 of WandaVision, the longest episode yet.
Mm.
I can't remember what this one was called.
I think it was called Last Week On, or something along those lines. Or like previously on, or
Oh, that sounds right.
something along those lines. Obviously, a reference to the fact that it sort of takes her back through time, sort of thing.
According to Google, it says visions of past, present, and future.
What? That can't be the
Which is a
title.
stupid name if it is.
I don't think that is the title.
WandaVision.
Surely not.
Let me see. Hang on. Let me double check that on IMDb.
IMDb.
8, 8, 9. Whoa, what? Over 2, 9, 8.6. Previously on, yeah, you're right.
Ah.
It's actually the highest rated episode so far, other than on a very special episode. Which
I
was
can
like
see
the
that.
70s one.
I can see that. I think it's been one of the better ones. It's tough to say though because they've all been really good. Like the
Yeah,
bar,
it's like
the
every-
bar is set very high, but like in general because they're all good.
Yeah. I think the Halloween one has been my favourite so far.
I'm not really sure what mine. I really liked the one where I think it was episode 4 where you saw both sides of it. You know, outside the hex and inside at the same time.
The first one with like Monica Rambeau.
I think it was so you had the one that was just focused on like Monica and that, and then you had the one after that which was like the first time of seeing both sides quite a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's episode 5, I think.
Yeah, I like that one.
According to this, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've only got one episode left.
Oh, I know, it's insane. I was thinking the other day, like the fact that it has been week to week has led to so much more hype and speculation and all sorts.
Oh, definitely.
Like, if I
I'm
binged
so
it in
glad
one
they're not
day-
doing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There just
Yeah.
wouldn't be so much less to think about and sort of take in and enjoy and like read theories and stuff.
I know I have missed like weekly releases being the norm.
Mm.
Like as
Yeah,
much as I
sure.
binge content, but I much prefer because then there we are. Because then when everyone is talking about it, like that kind of helps
Yeah.
build the hype and anticipation. But when
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
you know, oh, did you finish it yet? Like no, I'm only halfway through. Oh, but that bit, and you think, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem as good.
Mm.
But this would be a good binge.
Oh, it
show.
would, yeah. It's almost tempting to like once it's all wrapped up to just like watch it in like a day or two, just to like fully take it all in
Me
again.
and my sister said we're going to do that on the week off, unless there is that secret episode that everyone keeps talking about. As to be said, we're just gonna binge it all, I think.
Yeah,
Or at
because
least,
obviously
or at least
it's
like
been
the
like
last 5 or so.
yeah, because it's been like 7 weeks or something since the first episode. So it's like I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I had forgotten and would probably notice more watching it a second time.
Like, where's the beekeeper? Where did he go?
Ah,
Huh?
he must just be walking around.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping we get a lot
yeah.
of reveals in the next one.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like there's too much to like answer,
Yeah, they got to
Even
wrap
in,
up
like,
a
an hour
lot of
special.
stuff in the last episode.
as well as still having a plot.
Yeah, but so this episode I think was the explanation episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But here we're gonna
exposition
we're gonna explain a lot of things, and that's mostly what's gonna happen in the episode.
But yet, still so much of it hasn't been
Yeah.
answered, which is weird.
Yeah, which makes me think that maybe there is gonna be that secret episode.
I think there will be.
Okay, so the episode starts with so you got Agatha who's being led by these ladies, and so I think it's like the Salem witch trials
Yeah.
in like the 1600s.
And I like how they
or
kind
whatever.
of, yeah, they make it seem like they're oh, we're gonna kill you for being a witch.
Yeah, they
Well,
also
actually-
are you a witch? She's like, yes.
They're all witches, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, and then
So,
they all shoot lasers at her.
They do. So she's on trial for like abusing like dark magic or something along those lines. So I read that in the comics she started a place called New Salem, and it was where people could practice witchcraft like freely, kind of thing. So that was her deal in the comics. I don't know if it's gonna be the same. I mean, clearly from the show, they're all witches. So
So do you think they're gonna like let her keep Westview as like a New Salem kind of thing?
maybe because we'll get more into it later, but I have a feeling that she's not really the bad guy per se.
Yeah, I think she's not
Yeah, she's being a bit of a dick.
evil.
But
Well, no, she's. Yeah, but I don't think she's the like big bad of the series.
Yeah.
I think she's just like trying to make her way and making the most
Yeah.
of the situation she's in.
Yeah. So they in that scene had they de-aged her? They did a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Because I remember watching, thinking, "Ah, she's looking good, like considering." And then I thought, "Wait, have they made her look younger?" It's definitely
Yeah, I
not
suppose
like-
we haven't actually. I suppose we've only ever seen her like dressed up, haven't we? Apart
Yeah.
from the last episode where she was in modern clothing, but then was she dressed up to look older for the modern show?
Well, because is she in her 40s in real life?
I would assume.
I think
so.
she is. Because in that in that scene, the witch scene, she definitely looks like in her 20s, maybe. I think she was meant to be young. I don't know.
She's 47. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so they must have.
She
I mean,
looks-
considering how good Marvel are doing that, it wouldn't surprise me if they just chucked it on there, you know.
Yeah. She looks good for 47.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, she's in Step Brothers.
Yeah, you. Do you know the scene that she's in Step Brothers? There's a scene in the bathroom that
Oh,
when I was a kid, I was in a tent. I was camping, and me and my brother were watching it on a portable DVD player. And my parents were listening from like the other section of the tent, and there was this scene going on. And if you've seen Step Brothers, you know what I'm talking about in the bathroom. And then they were like, "Boys, what are you watching?" And me and my brother were like, "No, nothing, nothing." It's so awkward.
I have not seen Step Brothers, but I think I might check it out now.
So obviously, then it goes back to present day, and she's got Wanda tied up essentially, and it's sort of it's revealed that Wanda's powers are magic, because up until this point, we didn't know if it was just like something to do with like the Mind Stone and like all that, but it turns out it is a form of magic that she's using. She just doesn't know.
Yeah, and it's the whole episode is that kind of unravel to find out where her powers came from and what does this mean, and because
Yeah.
Wanda doesn't seem to know that she's got these powers, and Agatha's like, well, you do, like,
Yeah. And she just wants to know how Wanda's doing all this crazy shit. 'Cause clearly Agatha's been studying this shit for years, and she can't do what Wanda does.
Exactly. I love how also in this program, like Salem Witch Trials, 1897 or whatever it was, I don't know. And
I think
then
it was
Agatha's here,
1600.
and or whatever. But they don't need to explain like oh, I'm magic, so I live forever. Everyone's like, oh, okay, so she's a witch, so she's immortal. Okay,
just do
cool.
whatever.
And like, no one's questioning that because we're at that stage in the Marvel universe where, yeah, of course the witch lives forever. Why wouldn't she?
Yeah. The thing is though, because if they had de-aged during that scene, it sort of means that she is aging a bit. Otherwise, they would have de-aged her the whole time, or just not de-aged during the flashback.
Maybe it's like the
So
Wolverine thing where she's like, she's just in her prime.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. So she also confirms in this scene that the Pietro is not, it's not the real Pietro sort of thing.
It's not. Well, it's not the one from Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
because
she said,
in the
and
ground.
she casually drops in that she could have done resurrection or something or other, because she's like, not to mention your brother's body's on a different continent and full of holes, so it's not I could use that kind of thing. Which does that hint that she could do resurrection, just casually?
Yeah. I mean, what's more horrifying to think of is that he was on Sokovia and then it broke apart. So his body is just like.
Oh no, they put it on the one of the evacuation things, didn't they? Because Hawkeye's like lying next to him.
Does he?
Yeah, like Hawkeye lies down on like the benches and he's on the floor. Quicksilver's on the floor next to him. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it. But
yeah, I'm fairly sure that's how it ends, because he like
oh, fair enough.
lies down next to him. And he's like, and the guy tries to like, offer him some aid, and he's like, no, I'm fine. Something along those lines.
Oh, maybe then. Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that. I'm surprised they didn't get Taylor Johnson to do a bit in the flashback episode.
Yeah, you would have thought, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure maybe
Unless...
they just didn't want to pay for another sort of fairly big name actor to be in it for a minute or two.
Yeah, but then they could have used him instead of as Pietro, couldn't they?
Yeah, I think they really just wanted to use Evan Peters just to please fans. Because that's been a massive talking point of the show, hasn't it?
Yeah, that is true actually. I don't know. Yeah, it just seems a bit odd. I feel like for me I thought they used Evan Peters because they couldn't get Taylor Johnson. If they were going to get anyone, might as well get him.
But I can't imagine Taylor Johnson would say no to being in another Marvel thing, surely.
Well, that's the other thing. So
yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, so then the rest of the episode, we get. I mean, the bulk of it is going back through Wanda's life, isn't it?
Yeah, and seeing like the key moments that have caused her a lot of trauma, stress.
Because then it's explained that the bomb not going off was her influence in it.
Yeah, so obviously the first flashback that they go through is her in Sokovia with her parents and her brother, and you see that all they do is watch all these American sitcoms, which I think we might have predicted that was why the whole thing's sitcom based. And then obviously the story that we've heard in Age of Ultron where the bomb comes through and then the second bomb doesn't go off, and like you said, it's sort of revealed that she used a probability hex. Which I believe in the comics, her powers originally were very, like, she could change the probability of stuff.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah.
Obviously that gets a bit, hard to explain on things.
Yeah, so I think
because then you could just win every fight. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the probability of us winning is 9,000 to 1.
Yeah.
But there's a chance we'll do it, so we're gonna win. Like,
yeah. So I think eventually they changed it to, like, she has chaos magic, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like a hex witch and stuff.
So what I find weird is that she had these powers already, sort of, or she didn't know about it, but does that mean Pietro had some form of powers already, or does he only get his later?
Because this does feel like a retcon from Age of Ultron.
It does, doesn't it?
Which is a bit of a coincidence given all the Joss Whedon stuff. They're trying to distance themselves from one of his films. But yeah, so I mean, they got their powers to the the Strucker experiments, which also I'm surprised he didn't turn up. The guy.
I thought he would. Like they had that. I think they had one returning scientist, didn't they? That was in.
Yeah, because then that also ties into the. But then that does tie into the Agents of Shield series.
Oh yeah.
Like Strucker and all this. Very barely. But But yeah, I'm surprised that actor didn't make a rock. Because I can't imagine he's. I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like he must have a lot of work going on.
The scientist that they did have, I thought looked a little bit like Strucker, and I was like, well, if they've got this guy, why wouldn't they just make it Strucker?
Exactly. Or if they're going to recast him, just chuck the monocle on and say, yeah, it's that character. But
Exactly, because the guy that was there even looked a bit like him. So if he just chucked a monocle on, I would have bought it.
Exactly.
You would have thought he would be there, considering it was his experiments that they were doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a bit odd. But while she is in this chamber, we do see her interact with the Infinity Stone that was inside the scepter, the Mind Stone. My legs are about to go dead, so if I scream out in pain, that's why. Oh,
first burps, now screams. Oh my goodness!
I'm really sorry. Ooh. Ooh. I can't even move. Sorry, hang on. Oh, mother. Okay.
How you doing?
Right, I'll just breathe like I've given birth. Oh, I'm hanging in there. What were we saying?
So she interacts with the Mind Stone, and it comes out of the thing, goes all yellow, and you see what looks like Scarlet Witch from the comics, like a silhouette kind of thing. But then from the scientist's point of view, they just see it just flash from her standing there to her on the floor, so they don't see any of that. Which means that it's probably happening all in her mind, right?
Yeah, but they should have. They had a window there, so they must have seen something.
Well, the way I sort of took it was that it happened, but it was all sort of just in her head, like it didn't happen, but it still happened, but it was all happening within her because of the Mind Stone, isn't it? Like,
oh, of course, yeah.
Within her mind, maybe, and then so she's on the floor.
Mean,
And so, do you think the silhouette of Scarlet Witch that we see? Do you think that's her from the future, like kind of it's projecting what she's going to become, or do you think that's another Scarlet Witch? Because from the end of the episode, sorry, Cam.
Oh, I think that is Wanda, but I don't know if it's like almost like a paradox thing. So she's going back to give herself the powers, or like.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know. That's kind of how I saw it. It was like this is older Wanda being like, "Hey, it's going to be all right. Don't worry."
Yeah, maybe. So I thought it could be that, or it's essentially she's looking at what she has the potential to be, kind of thing. She's looking, she's unlocking her potential through this Mind Stone thing, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, I guess.
Then again, why would she see someone with a big headpiece on if it wasn't literally her from the future?
Yeah, because again, it was the. What's stranger though is actually no, I'll say that for when we get to it. But it's about the Mind Stone. Because I have some questions about this.
Okay, but is this relating to our friend Vision or Pietro? Okay, so
Vision,
let me just check my notes here.
Then we go to the Avengers compound.
Yeah, go to the Avengers compound, which, you know what annoys me a little bit? I've seen a side-by-side comparison, and her bedroom is, like, completely different. Like, it's the same layout.
But I think that's supposed to be her... Yeah, but I think this is supposed to take place after Age of Ultron, not Civil War, which is where the other room is. Because she says, she's just... but she might
It's the same facility, though, isn't it? Like, because the bed's is, like, the same position, same window, but, like, the dress is different, like, all, like, everything else in the room is different, and I'm like, I mean, yes, you could have just redecorated, but it's like, why not just keep it consistent?
But yeah, no, I do get that. But I think that was the idea, was so that this isn't in Civil War. It's not supposed to be that Civil War scene where Cap and Vision come in to talk to her.
There's the way she describes her grief to Vision is very similar to the way that Monica described being under her control when she was in the Hex. Like, they both say they're kind of like drowning, sort of that sort of thing. So clearly she's projecting
I didn't notice that bit.
She's projecting that feeling onto everyone in Westview.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh, that's good though. Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, how interesting. Yeah, because that guy, when he came out of it, he was really like panicked and scared, weren't he?
Yeah. They all, everyone in there must be having a very horrible time.
So is this dog, apparently. I can't imagine they're enjoying it.
Sounds like the dog went, woo! Woo! Woo!
He's actually on a roller coaster in the garden. He's like, woo! Um, yeah. So, but then obviously she has that talk with Vision, which is quite nice. It
Yeah.
kind of helps, build the relationship a bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Is
Yeah.
it me, or is Vision's like appearance a bit more budget than some of the films?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, especially
Like
compared to Age of Ultron.
yeah, I mean, I've thought this since the beginning of the series, but it's like it's always
Yeah.
it's almost like the uncanny valley. It's like it's almost there, but it's just slightly
Yeah,
off.
there's something about it, isn't it? That doesn't quite look as he doesn't look as real in terms of like texture on his face. He looks like just a painted man.
Yeah, and I think I mean, obviously there's budget restraints and whatever. That's fair enough, but it does look like he's just got like a prosthetic
Yeah,
like face mask he's
he
wearing all the
he
time.
kind of
and he
looks
just takes
like
off.
he does on set before they've added the CG stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, it's that. I don't know. It just seemed really noticeable in this scene as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you would think that they would have the budget, considering this has got like the highest budget of any TV show ever.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not
Hmm.
like the first two required a lot of special effects.
Yeah, and he is one of the titular characters, so surely you'd thought they would go all out on
Exactly.
his CG. Strange. I don't know. Maybe we're just. I don't know. Maybe we're just nitpicking.
Yeah. I don't know. Um,
So
But yeah, so that's
the next thing we see is her going to Sword. Is that right?
yeah, because Agatha says, "Oh, you lost your parents, lost Pietro, and lost Vision,
Yeah.
and you wanted to get him back, or something like that."
Yeah. So
But it's
she.
it's weird because this whole 5 year thing really it makes it hard to keep track.
Yeah. So she obviously got snapped,
Hmm.
and Vision's dead. His body's there in Wakanda. So clearly he's been taken, and they've been working on him for 5 years. Then I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So
But
they
it
didn't get
doesn't-
very far, did they?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It doesn't seem like they've done much. They've just got some buzzsaws out and just like him a little bit.
Yeah. So
5
unless it's been
years.
like they've been trying to reawaken him and they've given up, so now they just want to harvest him for whatever scraps he's got.
Yeah, well, he says to her, like, I'm not going to let you put however many billions of dollars of vibranium in the ground.
Hmm.
Which I guess, in a way, you kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like he was a person. So, come on, don't be a dickhead.
Yeah. But then we see what he's actually been doing with it at the
Yeah.
end, so
So
I don't know how much
she-
to believe this guy.
Well, exactly, yeah. She breaks the window, has a look and all that, but then she leaves, doesn't she?
Hmm.
So she doesn't take his body like Hayward's been saying this entire time.
Exactly.
So we've been
So-
deceived.
Yeah. I'm still so confused though. Like,
What about?
just so she didn't get the body, right? Hayward kept it.
Yeah.
Okay, tell you what. I'll come back to this at the end once we got through the rest
Okay.
of the recap, because obviously
Okay.
it might spoil the end.
Yeah. So she then goes to Westview, where it looks like her and Vision had bought some land or something or other,
Yeah.
and that's where they were going to grow old together. And then she sort of, through all the grief, explodes outwards, and that's what creates
Hmm.
the hex. And you
Yeah.
see, out of her body or her mind or whatever, she creates a vision.
Exactly. But that means she's created an Infinity Stone.
But is it an Infinity Stone or is it just visual? Because you wouldn't actually see him use it, do we?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Because he hasn't shot any laser beams so far.
Well, yeah, hasn't certainly yet, but
So, yeah. I had a couple notes about. So obviously she makes it in a sitcom because of all the sitcoms she used to watch, and I wonder if she also picked sitcoms because you know how when she's watching Malcolm in the Middle, and Vision asked if the guy's actually hurt, and she said no, it's not that kind of show. Like he's not actually hurt. Maybe she's
Yeah.
created a sitcom world because that way nobody can really be hurt because it's a sitcom
oh, maybe.
to
dog
protect
agreed
herself.
with that.
Maybe. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
It's not even my dog. That's the worst part.
So you can't shoot it.
No, as much as I want to, I can't. Yeah, oh, that's quite cool actually. I never thought of that. I mean, I obviously got the sitcom thing, like, oh, they brought her comfort, and that's where she sees everyone be happy families. So why wouldn't
Yeah.
she do that
Yeah.
for herself? But it's But then it still doesn't explain why everyone in Westview's acting weird and
Well, Agatha
like this.
mentions that she is doing magic on autopilot, so she's controlling everyone without even thinking about it. So they're all under a spell, essentially. And obviously, the further away you get from her, the weaker the magic is, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but then there's bits like what's it? I'm sure. See, this is where we couldn't remember last time. You know that the Herb
Hmm.
character
Yeah.
in the Halloween one, he says the same kind of thing. Where he's like, "Oh, he's gone off script," or "Oh, are we doing this again?" or whatever. And it made it seem like he knew he was in a TV show, which is what Agnes did in that one episode. But obviously now we know. Oh,
I still don't even
she's just saying
remember
that to be like, "All right, Wanda, like I'm going along with your thing. Am I
Yeah.
redoing this or what?"
Yeah.
But I can't understand what's yeah. So she's just turned all these people into sitcom characters against their will.
Seems like it. Yeah. So when they had that little thing last episode about it was Agatha all along, it's like, oh, it wasn't. You were playing along with stuff and like adding little bits in, but it wasn't all you, was it?
Yeah, all
It's
she did was
Wanda doing it.
exactly.
And it also explains why Agatha was out at the edge of town, where Vision finds her, because I
Hmm.
guess she wanted to see how far this went. Because she says to Wanda, like, you even got people doing shit at the end, at the edge of town, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So she was obviously probably out there investigating, and Vision comes over, and she's like, "Oh, better
Better play
pretend."
along.
Yeah.
But then this leads to another question about Vision. Is so he doesn't have any memories before Westview.
Hmm.
Why would Wanda not give him those memories?
Because maybe she wanted to. She didn't want to give him any memories of any pain or anything like that. Maybe she just wanted to
Oh yeah,
keep
he
him in
did
this
die,
happy
didn't he?
family. Yeah. Well, he died twice, didn't he?
Yeah, I did forget about that.
Yeah. I would assume that she wanted to create her perfect reality and just live in this world, and not. She didn't want to give him any pain, I guess.
Hmm. Oh yeah, okay, I get that.
Um.
But yeah, so she creates Westview, which also, and I'm getting so picky about this, but in that episode, like Jimmy Woo says to the sheriff, like, "What's so weird about Westview?" He goes, "Oh, it didn't exist,
Yeah. But it did
but it
exist.
did exist because Wanda was moving there."
Maybe wait, no, doesn't he say, isn't it that the people that are around it have forgotten about it, like they've forgotten it exists? Because the cops are like, oh no, from Eastview, what are we talking about? Maybe Wonder's
Yeah,
like making everyone around it forget so nobody intervenes or
m-
something.
maybe, but I'm sure the cop says like, "Oh, until like 4 months ago, it didn't exist, or however long Wanda's been in there."
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, this is
Um,
the problem with watching the episodes like 8 weeks ago. Can't
yeah,
remember everything.
exactly. But I want to know who is Jimmy Woo's missing person,
Wait,
which
what
is
was
why he
this?
was on the. So Jimmy Woo was on the scene because someone had gone missing
I I thought
in Westview.
it was they were like essentially everyone in the town has quote unquote gone missing because they haven't contacted anyone in however long Wanda's been there. Like nobody's heard from anyone in that town because they're all under her control. I assume
Oh,
that's what
maybe
that
then.
was.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And he just got called in because people are like, oh, but I haven't heard from this person in ages. Like we need the FR to go and investigate, kind of thing. And then they uncovered this whole hex thing.
Uh, yeah, okay. When you put it like that, yeah, all right,
Hmm.
I get you.
Okay, so
Okay.
then obviously you got Agatha has the kids in
Hmm.
a chokehold. So we still don't know if they're real or not. But considering what she's able to create, I really wouldn't put it past her to create real human people.
Exactly, and I think if they weren't real, Agnes wouldn't be using them as leverage. She'd be like, "They're not
Exactly,
real,"
yeah.
and get rid of them.
The only way I could see that she would do that would be so she has something over Wanda, because otherwise, why wouldn't Wanda just murk her? Like,
Yeah.
but because so either they are real, which I hope they are, because that'd be cool, or she's just using them as a way to get at Wanda, saying like, look, these kids, I'm gonna strangle them. But I think they probably are real, right?
I think they're real. I think they've
And
established you
Vision
can
as
create
well.
life. Well, yeah, he must be because he couldn't survive outside the hex, could he?
Yeah,
When he left, he got torn apart. So
yeah.
he has to reside within Wanda's powers.
So, and that leads on to the post. Well, oh, just before that, right at the end of the episode, Agatha says that uh, Wanda uses this certain kind of chaos magic, which makes her a Scarlet Witch.
Or
So
the
that's a
Scarlet Witch.
or the Scarlet Witch. So that is a established thing, and that's how they're giving her the name.
Yeah, because it was weird when there was that scene where Hayward's telling them all, and they go, "Oh, she didn't have a code name. Nope, no code name, no nothing." And it's like,
Yeah, that
all
that
right,
was
that's
weird.
weird.
So that was obviously foreshadowing that she was going to get her quote unquote code
Yeah,
name. It does make you wonder though, like if she was an Avenger, why didn't they give her a code name? Because every other Avenger had one.
well they did, but they just didn't really use them, did they? Apart from
Yeah, but
Cap.
like Hawkeye got called Hawkeye, Falcon gets called Falcon, like War Machine, like people use the names, but then they just Wanda. Actually, never
Wonder.
got even like a code name to like when they're going on missions, kind of thing. Strange,
Yeah, that is weird.
because they refer to Black Widow as Widow sometimes. Like I think in Avengers she gets called out and stuff like that, or even like
Yeah.
the Age of Ultron party scene. I think they call her Widow. It's just strange, but then I guess
Hmm.
they couldn't think of a way to do it until
I
now.
always thought it's because of the whole X-Men rights thing.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right actually. Because now they've got the rights back. They can say that.
Yeah, I assume it was. I always
Ah.
assumed it was that back in the day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah. But yeah, so she gets announced as the Scarlet Witch, which is like, so she, what was she like foretold or like she's prophesized? Because if so, I feel like
Yeah.
Strange would have been on that pretty quickly, been like,
Yeah.
hey, you know who she is, right? And they'd be like, no. He'd be like, okay, I'm gonna keep tabs on her.
Hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be keeping tabs on that sort of thing, isn't he? It's like this whole
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah. So unless he does
Oh,
show up next week and he's like, someone's
yeah,
been blocking me out because I couldn't see anything going on here.
that's a real possibility. I think.
Like maybe they break the hex or something or
Yeah. I guess
whatever.
it depends on whether she is the Scarlet Witch, like, or it is someone who can control this chaos magic is a Scarlet Witch. Because
I thought
that
it
would
was,
explain why she would know what that is, like Agatha, if there'd been something like that before.
yeah. I thought it was the Scarlet, as in like prophesized.
Oh, maybe. I can't actually remember what she says. I just remember the Scarlet Witch.
Hmm. But yeah, I think it's clever how they kind of retcon Wanda's powers to be magic, and they're not like science
Yeah,
and space stuff.
I like that
But
though,
at the
because
same,
it ties her into like other stuff in the universe, such as Doctor Strange and stuff.
yeah. But then I also have a problem with magic existing in a world where you've got like science, because you could just make magic that doesn't work against science. Like, do you get what I mean? So if I'm meant to shoot Doctor Strange will be like,
Yeah,
but your laser's now water. Okay,
yeah,
but there's no rules for magic. Do you get what I mean?
but I think the way they explain it, obviously, they say it's just like energy from different dimensions and all that sort of stuff, and you have to be like bloody good at it to be able to do any of that sort of stuff. Which is why Doctor Strange is like as good as he is, because he's so dedicated and like he's so naturally gifted, and that's why not everyone's like what you don't see Wong like doing all that crazy shit, do you?
Well, yeah,
He's just firecracker kung fu kind of guy in portals.
yeah. But then, like, just in general, magic, like in any media,
Yeah,
like it doesn't.
it's tough. It's yeah.
It's yeah, like yeah. I don't know. That's why
But then
I
expose in a way, like how is it any different to Tony Stark being able to create pretty much anything he wants? Like, yeah, I mean, he came up with time travel
Yeah.
in an evening. So
Well, exactly. Yeah. I
as long as
guess
as long as they put some kind of loose rules around it, I think you can get away with it.
yeah, it just seems like the rules for magic are more morality based rather than like physics based.
Well,
Like,
I
oh,
suppose
you can't time travel because you'll ruin the timeline and
Yeah.
what happens. Okay,
Hmm.
but then also like you can't time travel because you'll rip the reality of fabric in two because of like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I like the fact that they're giving a reason why Wanda can do this, and you don't see like any of the other like wizards or whatever doing the same sort of stuff. Like it is sort of unique to her.
yeah,
'Cause I always
exactly,
thought
and it's-
like if you can just learn magic like Doctor Strange did, why doesn't everyone do it? And I guess that's in the same respect as like there's a reason I haven't learned to be an Olympic gymnast because not everyone can do it. Like it's possible to learn it, but you have to be incredibly like
dedicated and
and naturally gifted as well. Like not
exactly,
everyone
yeah,
will be able to do it. It's
yeah.
like
No,
this like the
I
same
get that.
reason why not every single person in the DC universe is Batman. Like, yeah, they could physically get to that point, maybe, but not everyone's going to be able to do that kind of
Yeah, all the Benjamins to support them while they do it.
thing.
So
Um,
yeah, no, I get that.
should we want to discuss the end credit scene or mid credit scene, whatever?
Yes, because I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah. So I'm assuming everyone who's listening to this has watched it. So obviously spoilers, but
Well, yeah, we'll
yeah,
recap anyway.
yeah.
So it's basically it shows Hayward asking some scientist to activate it.
Does
And
he
it
say the
turns
asset,
out,
or is that just something I'm remembering from like Winter Soldier?
it could say, I can't remember off the top of
Yeah,
my
I
head.
can't remember.
But it turns out to be another vision, like a white robotic, obviously a robot,
Yeah.
but
So
like a white
it's from the
plain vision.
comics, isn't it?
Yeah,
White Vision, I think, and I think he is emotionless. Like he's the same, but he's emotionless from what I
exactly.
read.
Yeah, he's just pure robot.
Yeah. So that is. Do you reckon that is his body? That like just put it back together and
Oh yeah, that's the
spray
original.
painted
Yeah,
it?
the original vision. Yeah, they must have
Original
because
rescue
it's
chicken.
got because it hasn't got. Yes, okay, I realised what I said. Because it hasn't got an Infinity Stone in it. It's got like a weird chip instead.
Yeah. So it must be they've
So
just filled in the blanks.
and done that, and then they just needed a bit of Wanda's magic to jumpstart
Yeah.
it, which is what the missile was. Because what a weird thing to get of all the stuff she's used magic on.
Yeah. But then I guess
Why was
that's
that?
the only thing they took out that was still glowing with her magic.
Maybe, but then like she's used magic on. Wait, hang on. So was that the missile that they fired at her, or was that?
That was the drone, and she like shot it with her magic to like get rid of it, kind of thing.
Oh, I thought it was the Stark missile from Sokovia that was supposed to blow her up. That makes so much more sense now.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was because when they sent that drone in and she shot it out and they got it and it was glowing red and they were like, "Ah, cool." Like,
Ah, that makes
yeah.
sense. I thought it was the missile that she stopped from going off, and I thought, what? How on earth did they get hold of that? Because that was what I was going to say earlier. The question was because he went, oh, if all we know it needed was the source,
Yeah.
then we could have done this or whatever. You know, he says, oh, we didn't know all we needed. How did he then figure that out? Is he watching? Is WandaVision still being broadcast?
I would assume it is, seeing as Darcy led them to be able to view it and then they kicked them out. I would assume they'd still be keeping tabs on what was going on.
Yeah, but I mean, like this episode, was this being broadcast?
Oh. I don't
So
know.
could he say, oh, they just took a bit of her power to get a vision? All right, cool. Because how did he suddenly
Oh.
know that?
I don't know. Hmm. Hopefully it'll be explained in the next episode. It's a bit of a
This next
stretch to
episode's
go.
got
Well, we've got a
so
bit
many
of her
answers.
glowing magic. Let's just shoot it at this vision and see what happens.
I do hope the last episode does answer everything.
Yeah, it's got it, right?
And it's
Surely.
yeah, but it's not like left on a cliffhanger. Like, oh, we'll explain all this later, like a Force Awakens. Like, no, give me
Yeah.
my answers now, you stupid people.
And
I'm
on
still not over
the
Star Wars.
nobody is. On the oh, woof woof to you two, doggy. On
Talking about
the
Star Wars
topic
things.
of White Vision, so my friend Reese brought this to my attention. So that's like Vision's body, like his actual body, right?
Hmm.
And the vision that Wanda has created is just from her mind, or it's his mind, or whatever. So, what is the possibility that we could see them combine, and therefore you have Vision's body and mind, and he can come back as normal, and he can leave the hex?
Oh, maybe.
I think that's a possibility, considering one is literally his body.
And the other one is his soul and spirit and all that.
Yeah. So that would
Maybe.
make sense, but chances are we'll probably also get a Vision on Vision fight, right?
Oh, we've got to surely.
Yeah, like why bring in two Visions and not have them do anything?
So I reckon it'll be Vision versus Vision, Agnes
Yeah.
versus Wanda, and Monica and Quicksilver.
See, I'm wondering if she'll end up fighting Agnes, or if something like Agnes won't actually end up. Jesus, that dog is
Yeah,
going on
imagine
a
listening to
mad
that
one.
9 hours a day.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on the fact that Agnes is gonna be like a big fighty villain,
No.
because then you've got two villains coming at them from two different sort of angles, and they're not allies. which
Oh,
obviously,
that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
because she's not an ally with Hayward, is she?
No.
So I
Or
would,
as far as we know, she's not.
yeah, I wonder if they'll end up teaming up against this Vision, maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe this White Vision comes in and just absolutely murks her.
Yeah.
And they're
Maybe
like,
he lasers Agnes's head off,
oh.
and he's like, "That's for Sparky." Zip.
And then the Sparky turns out to be Pietro. What?
What? I mean, speaking of animals, just quickly, her rabbit is not a rabbit, right? Because it eats a
I.
bird.
Well, no, well, I thought she turned that back into a bug.
I thought I saw feathers coming out when it was either way. Like rabbits don't eat bugs either. Like there's something weird going on with that rabbit.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? Senor Sparky. Or Scratchy,
Um,
in it?
I can't remember, to be honest.
But isn't something Scratch is the name of her son in the comics as well?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh.
it is her son, and she's like transmogrified it. I'm
Well,
gonna go
that's that.
full Sparky on that dog in a minute.
That's right. The name of the shield at it.
Yeah.
Agnes. WandaVision. Oh no, it's Agatha, isn't it? Agatha Harkness. Earth 616. Did she have a son? Just looking for her son. Her son did not own hair. Oh god, there's so much here. See, she is really tied into the Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're not gonna get that space engineer or whatever.
No.
I think maybe that reveal with the big space suit, big space car thing, literally was that, right?
It had to be.
Maybe
Like,
because who are they going to bring in the last episode? Are they going to bring Doctor Strange and Reed Richards? Boom,
oh,
overkill.
could you imagine?
I mean, I would enjoy it. I just don't know if it's the smartest move narrative wise.
Hmm. Maybe.
But overall, what are your overall thoughts of this episode and series so far?
I thought it was good, but I just feel like there was a lot in here that was explained, which didn't necessarily need explaining as much, and we could have done with some more answers being filled.
Yeah,
Like the Sokovia thing, like, okay, cool, it's good to show that, oh, she always had powers, but we could have shown that as a 2-second scene, and I'd rather have found out how these people are being controlled and where they've come from or whatever.
yeah. I think the townspeople.
Yeah.
I would assume. I would assume. Well, I just thought of it as she's just been controlling them this whole time, right?
Yeah.
So no, I'm assuming obviously next episode we're going to get a massive. Well, if it is the finale, everything will be answered hopefully. Especially as they
Hopefully.
said they're not. They don't think they're doing another season.
I can't see how they will, because it can't
Yeah,
be
wouldn't
like
make any sense, would it?
Yeah, it can't be like the TV setup.
And that was like sort of the whole thing of this.
Exactly. I think
It,
it's gonna
it,
be.
in a way, I almost feel like week to week, or especially these last couple, my almost excitement is a little bit less because we've seen so much crazy shit. It's almost like I'm just expecting it. Like whereas before, stuff was so unexpected.
Yeah, and now at the point where like right, and because I think we know it's ending as well, so we
Yeah,
know right. All we're gonna get now is just answers.
yeah. It's not like we're waiting for like in the middle of the season. You're kind of like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Like anything could happen. Like it's so intriguing. Now it's like, oh, we're just finding out the answers week by week. So it's less
Yeah.
sort of excitement. It's still good though. Like, I still am excited for it.
Yeah, same.
Hmm.
I do think it's been one of the more ambitious things they've done,
Oh,
which makes me
100%.
more it makes me more excited for Loki going forward now.
Yeah, because surely that's just going to be batshit crazy. I mean, like him as DB
Mm.
Cooper and all
Yeah.
sorts.
And like knowing that they've got the budget that this has, that they've kind of backed this
Yeah.
up with, I'm kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. I'm. It's not like it's going to be like an Agents of Shield thing where, you know, they
Yeah.
get Nick Fury for 2 episodes and then you never see him again. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
no, they can have recurring characters pop in and
Mm.
they are putting money.
And
And
I
also
said it.
how- Oh, go on.
Sorry again.
I was going to say how this is like, this does tie into the MCU. Like, you need to watch these to keep track of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seemed
They're
that-
like movies, aren't they? Essentially.
Yeah, and it seems like everyone has. Like
Yeah.
everyone I know, even like who doesn't like, isn't mad about the like Marvel stuff. Still like, oh no, I've watched it because they know they have to.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my mates watching it and stuff. I think I've said it before. I said that I thought that maybe Winter Soldier and Falcon, obviously, it was originally supposed to come out first, and I thought maybe that would have been better to start off with because this is so weird. But in hindsight, I'm glad that this came out first, so we have a bit of a palate cleanser with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like a bit more of a standard sort of MCU adventure, and then go into the weird shit again with Loki.
Yeah, so
I think
yeah, I
that,
think it makes
yeah,
perfect sense. Yeah,
yeah. Otherwise,
I'm
you
just
got normal batshit crazy, batshit crazy. Might be a bit
yeah,
of an overload.
and if this didn't stick the landing, then
Mm.
people wouldn't have been interested. Plus the whole sitcom thing, like that'd have been hard to pull off if you just come out of another MCU show.
Yeah, it'd be even more jarring. But we had that such a long gap. It
Which
was
I
you
mean
could
wasn't
you
their
could go into
fault.
something weird. Well, no, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, it does seem yeah, it does seem weird. I'm still most excited about What If. I think other than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm
But
excited for What If, but I think the fact that it's animated and it's not in the, I think the fact that it's not in the main continuity. I know that's the whole point of it, but it's like because it's not. It's just a separate thing. It's not adding to the
yeah,
big overall story. But I'm sure that would be really interesting to see where they can go with that.
I'm just thinking if. Oh, hold on. I'm thinking because you think of the reveals we got in this, like with Quicksilver and stuff, and like we were saying about the budget. Arguably, the voiceover work for these people probably isn't going to cost as much and is going to be easier to do.
Yeah,
So we can have some absolute batshit revelations coming in this
yeah,
program, like in the agent, the Peggy Carter one where she's Captain Britain.
yeah,
Like anyone could sharpen that for all we know.
yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
the Avengers one, like not Avengers, where T'Challa becomes Star
What
Lord.
is Star Lord? Yeah,
Like who's to say Josh Brolin and Thanos aren't going to pop up in it?
well, it wouldn't surprise me considering. I mean, Chadwick Boseman, that was his final T'Challa performance, didn't it? Because he did
Hmm.
he recorded the voice for it. So I'm assuming they're gonna get most people
That's what I mean. And
to do
like,
their
but
parts.
yeah, that's what I mean. But even not who aren't in the trailer, because like Michael Rooker's in that one as Yondu. He's
Is
still
he?
in it. Yeah. He's in the
Oh,
trailer.
oh,
He
cool.
yeah, that's what I mean. But the stuff in the trailer that's not in the trailer that could come out of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
it just seems so out there, and it doesn't have to follow established rules.
Yeah, at least you can do whatever it
Mm,
wants. I
exactly.
think in my mind I'm thinking like, oh, I'd like it to be live action, but then that would just be confusing for everyone,
Yeah, no, I think
especially the non-hardcore fans.
Yeah, no, I think animation's the best way to do it. If they
Yeah.
were going to do it so like there was different animation styles each episode, I'd be on board with that.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that because
So
it
like
is
the
an interesting style that they've gone with. I think it was good. It
yeah,
would be
because obviously
cool
they got
to
to make
change
them
it
look
up.
like the actors, because
Yeah.
so we know. But like in the like we say like the Peggy Carter one, do it in a like ragtime like a
Well, like an old
like
timey
flat
kind of World War II kind of cartoon.
yeah, or not what but like an old like a classic comic style, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, they could do like each episode in a different comic-y kind of style.
yeah, and then do the Guardians one as a 3D modern day animation, and then do
Yeah.
the zombies one in like a
Like a
different
Walking Dead
style.
style.
Yeah, just all sorts.
That
Like
could be cool. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it'd
but
be cool regardless. But
yeah. Oh, but yeah. So I'm just excited for Falcon Winter Soldier as well.
yeah, me too. I can't wait. I've been
Well,
watching the trailer like over and over. And I
we've only
noticed
got
there's a
two
bit
more
where
weeks.
Sam calls Bucky Buck. And I'm like, oh, I don't know why. This just makes me feel good inside.
Yeah,
And
because I'm
I
hoping
saw.
that's
Sorry, Karen.
gone. No, gone.
I saw a comment and it said when Steve, like when he got old and he was dying, like he left both of his best friends a gift. Like he left Sam his shield and his monocle and all that, and he left Bucky Sam.
Aw,
But that was cute,
yeah,
even if they do hate
that's
each other.
yeah. But I'm hoping this one's going to be a bit more straightforward. Like, okay, I have a mystery or a plot or whatever, but it's not going to be like WandaVision where you think, what the hell's going on? What?
Mm.
Like, it can be a bit more subdued.
Yeah, I think it will be that, and I'm looking forward to that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Not everything has to be, different and out there. If you do something well, it doesn't need to be unique, per se.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think WandaVision has stuck the landing and proven that they don't have to do
Mm.
the standard stuff now. They've got
Yeah,
the results, so they can go a bit out there.
for sure, for sure.
And we've only got one more episode.
Oh, I know. What are we gonna do?
I want to find out where this beekeeper's gone. That's the only thing I want answered. You can
If we
quote me
don't
on
see,
that.
if we don't see the beekeeper in the last episode, then
I riot.
Is this show
I'm
a
sending
0 out of 10?
It gets down there. I'll give it a 1 for Evan Peters at least, but because like, where did him and Monica go at the end of the last episode?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
we didn't even talk about that. They obviously they must be coming back in a big way in the next episode,
But
right?
is Pietro working with Agnes, or is he broken out of the spell now that she's kind of doesn't need him?
Yeah, we don't know. They did. I thought they were going to explain that in this episode, and they didn't. Let's hope it's not another space engineer scenario where they tease it for 2 episodes and then.
I still can't
drop it.
believe that is a space engineer. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, I wanna say that we're still going to see that, but it's slipping away. It's slipping away from us, I think.
There's a part of me that thinks they're gonna reveal it. They're gonna throw everything in this last episode to get people to keep their subscriptions, even though Thingy's ending.
Yeah.
Thingy's starting. Sorry, Falcon Winter Soldier's starting. I think they're gonna want to show off stuff to get people to go. Oh, okay. No, I'm hanging around because I want to see what happens in the next.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Reed.
I hope so.
Like a Reed Richards reveal, or even if it's like a cut off, like in a like we said about the Arrow and the Flash kind of stuff, where it's like, oh, like hey Monica, who was that engineer? Oh, what you mean Reed? And she gets interrupted. Like, oh, is she going to say that, or is she going to say something else, or like
it could be anything. Say, oh, ridiculous.
Yeah,
you would think that it would be
read a book, and then she winks at the camera. So yeah, I'm excited for our big Vision v Vision fight next week as well.
Yeah, 2020 Vision, 2021 Vision.
Exactly. Original recipe versus fresh new mint flavored.
I bet that white Vision smells like a new car.
Oh, you absolutely know it does, don't you?
He's gonna have one of those like little trees air fresheners around his neck.
Do you reckon he like beeps if he hasn't been plugged in? Like, boo, boo.
Well, I wonder that, or if they got like some keys and they just press unlock, and it goes, boop, boop, and he like opens his
eyes flash.
Oh, I also saw another thing. This come into my mind. What if White Vision is voiced by James Spader?
I thought this too. My sister seems to think that might be Ultron in there because they said, oh, there's other stuff working in there. There's the Stone, there's Vision, Jarvis, and Ultron.
Ultron, yeah, and you take away
obviously
the
now they've revealed that they've taken away the Stone, and they say, Jarvis or, well, it wouldn't be Jarvis in there. So is it just Ultron?
So it's got to be So, and I'm pretty sure I heard one of the weeks that James Spader was going to be in the cast.
If you look up the WandaVision cast, James Spader comes up as Ultron. But then I don't know if that's because they've used his voice somewhere and he's a big name.
Yeah, I mean, has he shown up in any of the like little opening clips or anything? When they show bits from Age of Ultron and stuff. Maybe, I don't know, but I would think that'd be cool because I'd rather that than have 2 Paul Bettany voices.
Yeah, I mean that might be a bit jarring. And then could.
Yeah. Who's to say that he's even going to talk, though? It's new White Vision. We don't know at this point.
My mum made a funny comment when we were watching it after the trip. He's got such a nice voice, the robot man. He should play like a butler or something. I was like, oh, funny you said that, because that's where he started. She's like, oh, that's him. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, that's good of him.
Oh, that's such a mum thing.
For those who don't know, obviously, in the MCU, Vision used to be Jarvis, which was Iron Man's robotic assistant butler.
Which also originally was Howard Stark's butler.
Yes.
Different guy.
But Jarvis was Tony Stark's butler in the comics. He wasn't a robot,
yeah.
He was an actual person.
Didn't they change it because they thought it might be too similar to Bruce Wayne and Alfred?
Yeah.
Which, makes sense.
But, I think it's better that he has a robot voice. It works better. Because there's also, in the Demon in the Bottle storyline, it's revealed that Jarvis owns like 2% of Stark shares, so no one can have a 50% majority.
Oh, okay. Well, because Tony has the
Tony has the other, 50. And then I think Shield try and buy all the others.
Yeah.
And then because of Tony and Thingy, they can't have a majority shareholder, which is just a nice little thing that shows Tony Stark is and then it gives Jarvis security that he's got 2% of.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, imagine
almost said
having 2%
Alfred.
of like.
What?
Imagine having 2% of like Tesla's stock. Like
Phew,
it's
you'd be
yeah,
rich.
it's like the equivalent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not that. I mean, sure, Jarvis gets paid handsomely enough as it is anyway.
yeah, exactly. And now he's a robot man
He is. He's a
who's going
Vision.
to grow old with Wanda, which is
Yeah. So if she did grow old and he just looked the same, do you reckon he would become less attracted to her as she got older? Or do you reckon he'd like the old, old lady kind of vibe?
he likes a cougar.
But then again,
No,
he probably doesn't like her because he's attracted to her. Or is he? He must
I
be.
don't know.
He's a robot though. He hasn't got a
He
penis.
can't- Can he get an erection?
I mean, he can get hard.
Do androids dream of electric women?
I mean, if an android had a wet dream, probably malfunction.
He's got a leak. Oh,
Bit of an oil spill.
there's a lubrication joke there that I'm trying to make.
Uh,
And I think on that note,
yeah. On that note, final thoughts on this episode. Good, bad, shit.
middle of the road.
Right.
It was good.
It was nice to see. It was nice to return to some of the previous.
Yeah,
movies.
I thought in an ideal world we could have got a few more cameos in these places, like a Taylor Johnson in the facility or Baron Strucker, or like it'd been cool if they could have got like Cap or Falcon just to poke their head round the door in that
Yeah,
compound
be
one. Like, hey, there's sandwiches if you guys want some. Just like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, well,
or whatever. I don't know.
I'm making tea.
Yeah, like that'd
Yeah.
be cool. But
It would have made it more. Well, I mean, even these flashbacks did make the world feel even more lived in because you're seeing stuff that's outside of the movies, which you don't
Yeah.
usually see, like outside of the
Yeah,
time
exactly.
frame of the movie. So it was good in that sense.
so yeah,
But, yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I'm looking forward to the next episode where hopefully
Yeah, me
they
too.
answer everything, including where the
Yeah.
beekeeper went.
Yeah.
Where is the
Beekeeper.
bees?
Hashtag Where's the bees?
Where is the bees?
If you're listening to this still, and you have Twitter, do hashtag Where's the bees, please.
Where is the bees? I want to know where the bees is.
Keep the bees.
And speaking of Twitter, you can follow us at Average In It Pod on Twitter. Thank you, dog, for agreeing with me.
He's following.
Cool. So, shall we wrap this up and put a
Yeah,
nice little bow on it?
Wrap that baby up.
Wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode. It really does. Honestly, you have no idea how cool it is to see just an extra play on every episode.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We really appreciate it. And I know that sounds so cliche, everyone says it, but we really do
Yeah.
appreciate everyone who listens.
It's probably the most fun I've had doing something in a long time. So
Oh, 100%. And
even if
every
one
time
or two
of you,
people listens.
yeah, exactly. If we know only even one person's listening, or one person reaches out to either of us and says, "Hey, I listened to it, I love it," brilliant. You have no idea how happy that makes us feel. Oh no, well, me especially. I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you, Lewis, but I assume it's
No,
the
you
same.
can. You speak. Do it. Speak for me.
Thank you, darling. But yeah, we appreciate everyone who listens and interacts with us online and sends us messages.
A couple of people have rated us 5 stars on the podcast app on the Apple Podcast, which is nice. So if you are listening on that, give us a 5-star rating. Why don't you?
Yeah, it'll be kind of cool to be start building a bit of attraction and people are listening in.
Bit of an online
So, yeah.
presence. Also,
Tell a
if
friend.
you have any ideas for episodes that you'd want to hear, please just shoot them our way because we want to talk about stuff that we know people would enjoy listening to. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
tweet
there's only
them
so
at
much
us
that-
or Instagram at us, whatever you want to do.
yeah, we're giving back to the people. We want your voices heard.
We want to hear you hearing us hearing.
Hearing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Cool. Okay, I'm at Creechmeister on Instagram and on Twitter.
I'm at Geo Dursley on Instagram. You've frazzled my brain now.
In
I'm
Twits.
It's because I turned my microphone on for 2 seconds just to make sure I was sounding all right, and now I was doing that weird catch up stuttery thing.
No.
Oh, am I? Oh, I am fine. I am at Geo Dursley on Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to come over there and say hi, we
Hi.
are at Average In It Pod on Twitter. So make sure to give that a follow, because that's where every update and episode gets sent out. So you make sure you get it first on there. So yeah, there's a thread on there of all the old episodes as well, so you can go back and find them all. And please follow that one so it gets a bit more traction.
Yeah. Please.
Our Instagram is Average Initiative Pod. Sorry, mine has been really slow.
I think Instagram is just the Average Initiative at this point. I think. Either way, you search up our name on anything and you'll probably find us.
Yeah,
It's fine.
the Average Initiative. Yeah, on Instagram. So Twitter, Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and
anywhere you get podcasts. Yeah, including a lot of ones that I've not heard of.
Yeah, Stitcher, and that's it. That's the only other podcast thing I can think of.
I can't even think of anything. But we're also on YouTube. In case you're a YouTube person, you don't listen to podcasts on normal things.
Thank you to Alicia Illustrations for our fantastic logo. I still get so excited every time I see it, which is like every day.
Love it.
Good. Give her a follow at Alicia Illustration on Instagram or aliciaillustrations.com or co.uk, one of the two.
It's not .org?
It's not .org, no.
Oh, I was just checking.
I'm George, not .org.
Oh, sorry, .org.
It's right, it happens.
And
is that it?
Thanks to 5am Beats for our intro song as well.
Yes.
He's at 5am Beats on pretty much everything. If you're an aspiring rapper or you just like beats, go and check him out because I'm sure he'll let you rap on one of his beats.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
And thanks again just to everyone listening. Thanks to you, Lewis, for being here.
Thank you as well, George. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Speaking of bees, where's the beekeeper?
Where's the beekeeper?
Where is the bees? I want to know where the bees is.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
And also thank you to everyone who asked me about what was going on with Pokemon stuff, because did we have a good day?
It was a big one for the Pokemon fans out there.
Yeah. Bro, thank you for listening. Catch us next week for there's not going to be another episode this week, is there?
No, but we'll be back for WandaVision episode 9.
9, the finale next Sunday.
Yeah, it might be Monday. We'll see. We'll talk about it off air. They don't need to know the details.
So no other episode from us in the middle of the week. I apologise, but catch us next weekend.
Give them some breathing space. Space.
Yeah, we want everyone listening to come up with one question for the finale of WandaVision.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about WandaVision. Just be about anything.
Yeah, if you tweet us or Instagram comment us a question, I promise to read out every single one on the podcast, no matter what it is.
Exactly, and we will try and give our answers best as possible.
Yeah.
You want to know how beans are grown? Let us know. You want to know what moons circuit Jupiter? Tell us. You want to know where babies come from? We'll explain as best we can.
Where's the bean keeper?
The bean keeper. I am the bean keeper.
Anyway, I'm sure people are thinking like, Christ, this outro is going on forever.
Who's the bean keeper?
Otherwise known as a gardener. Okay, thank you very much, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. The bean keeper.